Greetings and salutations. David Duford here with Mr. Darren Henriquez. He and his first full month with the DIG Agency on our free leads program over the phone sales wrote 30,000 plus in new final expense business. And of course, I have him here to detail how he did it, why he's in the free lead program and not a broker, and really to give you guys some tips on what you can do to be successful. Darren, how you doing?
I'm doing good, David. I got to start off by saying I think you have one of the most original intros, and I really enjoy it.
You know, I stole this from a radio announcer in Knoxville.
Did you really? Well,
Yeah, I
it's
was out
good.
dry. It was funny. I was running direct mail leads back in like 2014 or 15, and this guy would always come on and say greetings and salutations, and I was like, that kind of sounds good. So I stole it, and totally not original.
Hey,
So,
it's work. It works.
but it works. Hey,
Yeah.
well, tell us, Darren, how did you get involved in the final expense space, and how did you end up here at the DIG Agency?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my entrepreneurial background started, nearly 8 years ago. At the time, I was introduced to a multi-level marketing company, not within the insurance world, and I did that for about 3 years, made no money. And then one of my childhood friends introduced me to the insurance industry and introduced me to the business model within a multi-level marketing company. So I did that for another 2, 3 years and hardly made any money. And then I was like, man, there's got to be something else. And then I kind of just came across Final Expense, and I started working with a W-2 employer, and I did that for almost 3 years, and then
Ah,
uh, I came across you.
I see. So you were with an MLM insurance company, kind of
Yeah,
just snake eyes there, and
yeah.
then you went into like a call center type
It was
of.
That's exactly what it was. It was a call center.
Okay, and that was final expense, wasn't it?
That was specifically Final Expense
Oh, okay,
W-2.
gotcha. And then somehow stumbled across what we do.
Yeah, I mean, I knew there was more to insurance than what I was doing there, and just I was looking for the right opportunity. And you're one of the most respected names in not only Final Expense but insurance and like others. I did my research, and I came across you, and I saw the opportunity and did my due diligence, and I was like, yeah, this is the place.
So I have to ask because I'm curious, what's the difference like, as much as you can go into detail,
Mhm.
of the W-2 position in the call center selling final expense versus how our operation is? Like if there's like one or two major differences, I'm curious more than anything to hear.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, the biggest thing is the mindset. I think when you're a W-2, it's like you're just coming in, clocking out, you're going in at 7, coming out at 3, and that's the end of the day. But I mean, even when I did that, one of the reasons I had success there was because I didn't have that mindset.
Yeah, right.
Um, but I would say the mindset is probably the biggest thing, because when you're 1099, you're your own boss. No one is on top of you to clock in and how late you want to stay. So I think you need to be able to stay on top of that in this position.
Right. How about the leads? Are the leads any different between the old place and the DIG Agency? If so, how?
The leads are really good. I come from an environment where we had what are inbound. We had inbound leads,
Okay.
right? We had
Yeah.
inbound life transfers. We had inbound life transfers, right? And people think those could be higher intent, and not necessarily. Yeah, I don't think they were necessarily higher intent than what we have. But the leads that we have here are great. And I'm not really just saying that. I personally I like the older leads. I like the 30 plus older leads. I feel like I have more success. I feel like everyone's kind of already thrown their pitch, and you just got to come in and not screw things up and be a human being and get a connection, and it's sold.
Yeah. Two shocking revelations.
Yeah.
The Facebook leads are better than inbound leads, and you like older leads better than new leads.
I've had more success with it. I've had more success with it.
With the old leads, so we have agents. So in our new agents now, we're about to roll this out, are going to start with old leads.
Ah,
Part of that reason is to really get them the reps because they're going to have a lot more leads to work. But also, like what you said, like if we look at our production stats, I think it's there, and I think it's like 30%, 25 to 30% of our sales come from leads that are 4 months or older, which
yeah,
is just mind blowing.
yeah.
And your thought process is you like the older ones because they've been pitched? I mean, why would you like that? Aren't they not interested, or what are you
Well,
finding
yeah,
with
you
them?
you you got to go through a lot more crap to get to someone that wants to talk to you. But when you get someone that wants to talk to you, it's like they've already kind of been through it. And again, you just gotta, listen to them, find the need, and as long as the numbers make sense, I feel like at times it can be easier sell.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's and that runs into and that this has been a big lesson for me. I mean, I've always preached new leads, new leads, new leads, but the numbers don't lie. I mean,
Yeah,
there's tons of business with the right kind of age lead. Now there's some age stuff that's just
yeah,
trash, but starts off as trash. That's the problem. But with
yeah,
good leads that are aged, plenty of opportunity. So that's cool.
yeah.
So you went from W-2
Hmm.
to, which is probably like a salary plus commission or something like that,
Hmm.
to
Yeah,
straight commission, but with free
yeah.
leads. Why didn't you jump into, what was your rationale not jumping into being a broker, buying your own leads and at a higher commission contract? Because you know what you're doing. You've been successful at this for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Why did you choose the free lead route instead?
I just simply didn't have the capital for it.
Okay. Okay.
I reached out to Tim. I was like, hey, I maybe have 4 grand ready to throw at this, and well, what do you think my chances are having success? He's like, honestly, if that's all you got, and you're just going to put too much pressure on yourself, I would get into the free lead program. And I think like most, right? Everyone gets into insurance. We're like, oh, we want to do our own thing. We want to be our own
Sure. Yeah.
boss. I want to control everything. But up to this point, I'm very happy with the decision I've made.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's suppressed your freedom or your ability to be flexible in your schedule? Because those are kind of
Absolutely.
fears.
No, I'm just kidding. No, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, honestly, like, it's really laid back. You kind of come in, you do your own thing as long as you're putting up numbers. Um, I mean, you're doing your own thing. You're your own boss. No one's, checking in on you unless you want people to check in on you. It's great. It hasn't suppressed me at all.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you can, and at school, we just designed this too. Like you can turn your leads off. There's a button. So if you need some
Oh
time
yeah.
off, or if you need to have some time off to let us know, like, you're 1099 here, guys, so it's not like you're forced to come in. Now we want you to, and you shouldn't take too much time off, and not my opinion, for your own sake, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's a good thing. I think they have a little freedom. Cool.
Agree.
Um, what advice would kind of wrapping this up, Darren? What advice would you give agents that are getting started? Like, how can they make the most out of this career as quickly as possible and get results and be satisfied?
I think one of the biggest thing is finding the right system, finding the right mentor. I think that has a lot to do with it. And I think here at the DIG, you'll get the support you need. You'll get quality leads. It's a plug and play. As long as you can, pass the interviewing process. I will say your interviewing process was really impressive.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed that. I was like, all right, they're not just picking everyone. And
No.
I will say, right, even when I've seen people, right, because it's been about 3 months that I've been with your program now, and I have seen people come in and it doesn't work out for them,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's not like you're going to get in and it's guaranteed. Like you got to come in and you got to produce.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's kind of been, what I've been doing.
Well, we're world class here, ladies and gentlemen. I know
Oh,
everybody says that, but our average agent at the free lead dig agency telesales program writes 19 to 20,000. Okay. And which that's probably top 10% in the nation. That's average around here, guys. And we need people who want to go to work, who
yeah.
are humble, who will receive coaching positively and put in the time and effort to be the best that they can be. We've got the systems, the resources, and the ability to make it happen. And guys, if you're interested in learning more, it's very simple. There's a link below here that'll take you to davidduford.com. That'll give you an overview of how the DIG agency works. You'll watch this video that pops up. It's about 15 minutes long. Then below that, there's some FAQ videos that go into more detail about kind of some of the finer subjects like how commissions work, what states should you start with, et cetera. So check those out too. We have a Q&A call. You can join live a couple times a week to ask us questions. And then if you like what you see, you can definitely apply. So Darren, thanks again for being here. Appreciate your production, first of all, and your willingness to come on here and give your testimony. And guys, again, davidduford.com if you want to learn more about joining. Thanks again.
Thank you guys.